अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
So here we go. Let's start. Is she present?
Yes, sir.
Start, please.
It's me, Asya Nisar Ahmed, from BS English 9th batch 8th semester. And today the topic of my presentation is what is discourse. The discourse is a use of language in speech or writing in order to produce meaning. It's a very simple definition of discourse, where we can understand the thing which we use to communicate between each other, which is language, while in talking, speech, or in written form, the use of language, while it also gives the meaning, so it becomes discourse. So next slide. Discourse in linguistics. In linguistic point of view, what is discourse? Here we will discuss it. Discourse actually is the word from the Latin.
Loudly.
Discourse is the word of Latin language in which the prefix dis means away and the root word kari meaning to run. Therefore, it translates to run away and refers to the way the translation flows. So here we can understand that when we use the language, the flow of meaning in that language and the flow of translation, we can say in linguistic is discourse. So next slide. Sir, next slide, please. Now, here in literary discourse, we will talk about the literary discourse. In linguistic or in other discourse, one word can be the discourse. Or signs also can be the discourse, like thumbs up sign or any other sign what we use which gives meaning, particular meaning, that can be discourse. But if we talk about the literary discourse, in literary discourse, the discourse must be longer than a sentence. Normally, it means it longer than a sentence, or which deals with a certain subject formally. So that would be literary discourse. So next slide, please. Types of literary discourse. So traditionally, there are 4 different types of literary discourse. First, argument. Second, narration. Third, description. Fourth, exposition. If we talk about argument, so argument is attempt to convince the reader through logic or reasoning. like in argument we gives logic or reasoning. It can be, we can say it is also a argument, so it would be argumentative. It is also called argumentative discourse, and the academic essays are the example of argumentative discourse. While we talk about the narration, so narration is a written commentary which presents the story to the reader, or we can also say it is the voice of the storyteller. And novels, short stories, and some plays are the example of narration. While we talk about the description, so description is also the news stories, short stories also comes in descriptions, but narration is different from description. In narration there is a storyteller, while description writings will be descriptive. Now if we talk about the exposition, so expositions are the sensory experience of the reader which develops clear mental image or information presented. Means when we will read the expository or exposition writings, so that will give the clear image to us. News stories and other journalistic writings are the example of exposition. The next slide, please. Sir, next slide. Now, what is discourse analysis? Discourse analysis is, or the discourse studies, is an approach in which we analyze a written, vocal, or sign language and use or and significant semiotic event. Like in discourse analysis, we analyze. It can be in spoken form or in written form or in sign form. That would be in discourse analysis. So next slide, please. Now I have made my own two examples where I am making discourse analysis. I am making analyze, or I am analyzing. Number one, do you work? It is a simple sentence. If we will make it, if we will analyze it, so it is a simple sentence. Or if we talk about the form of the sentence, it would be imperative. And do your work, it is ordering, so its function will be order. So in this way I analyze this sentence. Now the another sentence is she should focus on her studies. If we talk about its form, so it is affirmative sentence, and function it is suggesting, so it would be suggestion, or its function will be suggestion. So in this way I just analyze these two sentences. So here we can understand when we distribute a sentence in its function and in its form and in other many ways, so it would be the analysis. So next slide, please. Now, significance of discourse. Significance. Now, if we have understood what the discourse is, so we can understand then how much it is important to understand a language. Actually, discourse provides us a meaningful study of anything, of a language. It also helps to create social and historical context, whether if we are talking about spoken or written or any sign discourse. So discourse helps create its social and also historical context. So discourse, we can take out its historical context too. And it also provides us the form and function of the study, what we are studying. And it is also used for positive social change. Now we come towards the conclusion. So here we can understand, as much we can emphasize or focus on discourse or discourse analysis, so the practice, the more use of language, we can make the more fluid use of language. Our language use becomes more effective, creative, or we can make better use of language. So it is the conclusion. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, BS or MS student? Are you BS or an MA?
The BS English.
BS English. Okay. Thank you very much. Is she present? Is she present?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Start, please.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. It's me, Bakhtaar Nisar Ahmed, 9th batch, 8th semester, BS English. Today I'm going to discuss ambiguity. Ambiguity is basically fallacy, or we can say words or sentences or phrases which create confusion. Means by those words or sentences, we get confusion in our mind that what does they exactly mean. Next slide, sir. Sir, next slide, please. Same words. How does the ambiguity is created? Means which word create confusion in our minds? That because of words which are pronounced same or spelled same, therefore those same spelling or pronunciation create ambiguity. Here we have an example, bank. If I'm pronouncing the word bank, here are two meanings of bank. There is a bank where people keep money, means transit money or deposit money, and another bank is mean the shore of the river, bank. If there is a sentence, here is a sentence, John took off his trousers by the bank. Here the bank meaning is confusing. The reader or the listener does not getting that what does the bank meaning is in this sentence. It sounds funny because if a listener thinks that if he took off his trousers by the bank, what does it mean? So here the reader or listener getting confused. So here the word bank is ambiguous or creating ambiguity. In such cases, ambiguity is created because the listener is not sure that what that word exactly means. Sir, next slide. Ambiguity literally, although ambiguity is considered a flaw in the writing, means if literally we talk about ambiguity, some writers deliberately use ambiguity so that the reader or listener get interest in the thing. As if I'm talking to you, you are not listening to me. If I speak a sentence which creates some confusion in your mind, so your attention or your focus will be increased. So therefore, in literature, some writers or scholars do use ambiguity to get the attention of the reader or listener. So in literature, it's we can say a technique to get attention of the reader. So next slide, please. If we talk about the examples in literature of ambiguity, there is The Catcher in the Rye. The Catcher in the Rye is a novel by J.D. Salinger. So next slide, please. It is a novel by J.D. Salinger. Here we have that phrase which creates ambiguity. I ran all the way to the main gate and then I waited a second till I got my breath. I have no wind if you want to know the truth. I'm quite a heavy smoker. For one thing, that is, I used to be. They made me cut it out. Another thing, I grew 6.5 inches last year. That's also I practically got TB and came out here for all these Gordon checkups and stuff. I'm pretty healthy though. Here we are getting that someone is talking about that he has come somewhere and he has got checked up, he got some lung disease, but here two words. So next slide, please. Two words, they and here. We are not getting that the person who is speaking about, who is talking or telling his story, about whom he is saying they, means who they are. Are they doctors, nurses, or where he has come, means as a guest or anything? Means who they are. They are doctors from where he has come for his diagnose. Or here we are not getting exactly in the hospital or any diagnose center for tuberculosis where he has come to diagnose himself. So in this all phrase, these two words created ambiguity. The reader is not finding out that where he had come and who they are, with whom or who are they with whom he is. So next slide. Another literary example is from a poem. Common examples of ambiguity. There was another example, sir, from literature, but common life examples, if we talk about, a good life depends on a liver. Here, liver, we have two meanings: a organ, liver in our body, or liver, the person who is living. Means live is a verb. If we make it a noun, liver, the person who is living. So here, liver creates confusion. If we say the life depends on a liver, means we are talking about the organ that it is compulsory for our body to live, or the liver the person is living, how he lives his life. Function of common examples. So here, function, how does ambiguity function? As I told you, in literature, ambiguity creates confusion, which gets readers attention and gives a deeper meaning of the word. A reader, means we can say, his attention focus is developed, and this ambiguity makes a deeper meaning beyond the words. So next slide, please. Conclusion. Ambiguity basically is a fallacy, or we can say creates confusion. The reader or listener is not clear, or literally it's used to create a flow of writing which gets readers or listener attention. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I start?
Start. Start, please.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Myself Fiza Fatma. Today my topic is what is discourse. So next. Sir, back. Basically, discourse means the word discourse come from Latin discourse, which denotes conversation or speech. Discourse is generally understood to encompass almost any type of communication, whether written or oral. And there are some cases in which entire papers or speeches depend on just art style. Most writers, authors, and speakers are use this method. Discourse analysis is the study of how sentence is spoken and written language from longer meaningful units such as paragraphs, conversation, interviews, etc. It means discourse means to convey a message, whether it's verbal and non-verbal on actions. Just it's depend to define a meaning. So next. So next.
Yeah, it's next. Next slide I have already done.
No, sir. I already told you. I said next. It's continue. It's all about definitions.
आपने बगैर देखे बता दिया.
Yes, sir.
बेटा रीडिंग मत करें, उसको देख के एक्सप्लेन करें.
Sir, I'm not reading. I'll just explain by myself.
स्लाइड जो सामने है उसको तो बताएं ना.
Sir, discourse की meaning बताइए कि it's all about knowledge, to increasing knowledge, to seek about knowledge. In many cases, the key of effective discourse is the ability to choose the right method and style for each piece of information that needs to be conveyed. So next, there are 4 types of discourse: argument, narration, description, and exposition. First, argument. So next, argument means writer is speaker is when the composer is attempting to convince the audience that his opinion is correct. It simply need to convince the audience or readers to try to they just argument try to explain is logic. So next, narrations. Next is narrations. Narration simply means when someone is tell a story, a narrator, storyteller. Sometimes we know about it, sometimes we know. It's a third person. When I give example of movie, the third person is usually, we don't know about who is he, but he telling a story. Like we see in movies. The next, description. When people use description, they generally rely on one or more than 5 human senses, like similes, adjective, metaphors, and adverbs. So these are the 5 senses which authors and speakers or writers use in their work. The last one is exposition. The next. The tool known as exposition is designed to inform the audience about a particular topic, may present background information or the plot or character, explain details about the setting, convey a sense of and the historical context, or so on. It's detail about the time, person, place. In exposition, in essay, like we use in essay, we define a detail about the person, a time, like example in novels, we read about the person, how he or her have black hairs, on the what the time, what the color, so etc. So next, importance of discourse. Like as a student, they practice more about discourse, the language use becomes more fluid. Discourse also helps them to practice communication strategies for when they need to discuss a concept are the least familiar with. Like in classroom, student, if they don't know about the language to discuss. So indirectly, discourse means to seek a knowledge towards languages. So next, discourse in daily life. Discourse refers to how we think and communicate about people, things, the social organization of society, and the relationship among the between all three. In thus shapes what we are able to think and know any point in time. In this sense, sociologists frame discourse as a productive force. Become it shapes our thoughts, ideas, beliefs, values, identities, interaction with others, and our behavior. So next, conclusion. Discourse play a vital role in language development process. As such, discourse, power, and knowledge and intimately connected and work together to create hierarchies. Sir, next turn.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Is she present? Is she present? Yes. Start, please. Start, please.
Assalamualaikum. Here I am Zain.
Yes,
Today my
start.
topic is, yes sir. Today my topic is writing is a powerful tool of communication. Effectively, what is written communication? Effectively writing involves carefully choice of words, their organization in correct order in sentences, information, as well as cohesive composition of sentences. Writing is a more valid and reliable than speech, but while speech is spontaneously, writing cause delay and take time as feedback is not immediate. So slide change. Importance of written communication. Written communication usually requires more thought and effort than any other modes of communication. Writing must be informative and easy to read as both an informative and instructional tool. So slide change. Advantages of written communication. Advantages of written communication more accurate that is errors can be corrected or content approved before message is sent. Written communication is more precise and explicit. Documentation exists to refer back to when necessary. Legal defense can depend upon written communication as it provides valid records. So slide change. Disadvantages of written communication. Written communication has take times. It is more expensive to prepare. No immediate feedback. Less personal. Too much paperwork and email burden is involved. So slide change. Process of writing written communication takes pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, publishing. Written communication refer to process of conveying message through the written symbols like thumbs up, cheerfully. We use search slide change. Okay, types of written communication: email, letter, report, cover letter, CV, curriculum vitae. These all are types of written communication. Email is an electronic mail is a method of exchanging digital message between computer user, and letter is a written message from one party to another containing information. Report is any informational work made with the specific intention of relaying information in a widely presentable form. And CV stand for curriculum vitae is a documentation used when applying for job. It allows you to summarize your education skills and experience. The slide change. In the last conclusion, the process of written communication is capture your reader's attention and get your point across clearly. Ultimately, when you communicate in writing, you will helping the reader understanding your perspective on a topic. Here we have a best example of written communication of our holy books like Quran, Bible. These all are written communication, and today people follow them and read it. Thank you, sir.
What are types of writing?
सर टाइपिंग ईमेल टाइप्स में इसमें ईमेल है लेटर रिपोर्टिंग सीवीज these are the types of
This is only related to business writing. What about other types of writing?
so
Creative
formal and
writing,
informal creative writing yes sir
और भी तो writing की types
art
हैं,
writing
Hmm?
yes sir
What about these types
it's a
of
creative
writing? What is creative writing?
creative writing is people analyze their own thoughts मतलब लोग अपने जो खुद से जो क्रिएट करके बताएं किसी टॉपिक के बारे में
मिसाल बताएं
सर स्टोरी ऐसे
स्टोरी ऐसे और
story, essay.
Creative writing, no, it's very important writing.
Yes, sir. मतलब
और क्या है इसके अंदर?
about self, इसमें आ जाए creative writing.
Yes, और
सर एज फिलहाल ऐसे और स्टोरी है क्रिएटिव राइटिंग पैराग्राफ अबाउट सेल्फ सर नहीं याद आ रही
writing poetry, novel, fiction,
यस सर ड्रामा
drama,
जैसे
these are
cartoon,
creative
film
writing. और इसके
वगैरह।
अलावा social writing.
यस सर
Social writing में क्या है?
सोशल राइटिंग में सर जैसे लोग
Speak,
व्लॉग मेकिंग।
थोड़ा loudly बोले।
यस सर सोशल राइटिंग सर जैसे ट्वीट वगैरह करना, फेसबुक का यूज होना।
What is the importance of writing? Significance of writing?
Sir, writing is much informative or as easy to read as both
Writing तो difficult भी
informative
होती है।
and
There are many writers who are very difficult to understand. There are many types of writing which are very difficult to understand. For example,
sir, writing is more valid and reliable than speech.
you mean that writing is better than speech?
सर रिटर्न मतलब रिटर्न में हम जो है अंडरस्टैंड लोगों को इजीली करवा सकते हैं, हमारी जो है वो गलतियां वगैरह हमें पता चल रही होती हैं। बजाय इसके कि बोलने में लोग ये कि अक्सर उसमें है ना पहले मतलब बोल लेते हैं ना तो बाद में पता चल जाता है। तो राइटिंग में जो है ये अच्छा है इसका कि वो कम्युनिकेट मतलब जो रिटर्न में हो रहा होता है तो हमें इसलिए अपनी करेक्शन पता चल जाती है कंटेंट के हवाले से, और जो मिस्टेक हो रही होती है उसको हम करेक्ट कर सकते हैं बिफोर अप्रूव बिफोर सेंड।
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you,
Sir,
sir.
may I present the next?
Ikra Imtiaz.
Sir, may I?
Name?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Sobia.
Okay, just wait. This session will continue.
Sir,
We will take a break of namaz after this session. The break will be of 10 minutes. Right, then I will continue again. So start. Is she present? Ikra Imtiaz. Is she present? No.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Sir, did you receive my presentation?
Name?
Ehsan Ali, sir.
Ehsan Ali. After one or two presentation, I will check your presentation. Right now, Ikra Imtiaz, is she present? No.
Thank you.
Sir, I think she is not.
Sir, after Sobia, I'll give my presentation.
Okay. Name?
Hi.
Sir, may I start?
Start. Remember,
Okay, sir.
during your presentation, the session will be over and then there will be a break of 10 minutes for namaz, and then I will start another session. Your presentation will continue.
Sir, maximum what time I have?
10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay, sir. I will try to complete within it. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Sobia Amin, and I'm going to present and talking about the topic coordinating conjunctions. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Am I audible? Sir, next slide, please. Am I audible? Okay. Definition. Basically, before going towards the coordinating conjunction, first we have to know about what conjunction is. Conjunction is a word that joins two or more more than two words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. Simply, we can say about conjunctions that it is linking word or linking device or the connectors as well. Next, please. Uh, the example of conjunction or conjunctions are and, but, for, or, yet, because, after, as long as, since, rather than, and we have so many connectors out there in English language. Next, please. Conjunctions example: the students got bored, so they went to the playground. Here, so I have underlined it. So is the conjunction or a connector or a linking device between two clauses. Okay, we have to have knowledge about what is clause. An independent clause. Independent clause makes sense on its own. It doesn't depend on any other. So if we are connecting two clauses, then we must need linking device or connectors. So here they are. They are also called conjunctions. Next, please. We have the type of conjunctions after understanding the what conjunction is. We have the types of conjunction: coordinating conjunction, subordinating conjunction, correlative conjunctions. But here my topic is coordinating conjunctions only. Next, please. So what is coordinating conjunctions? Next, please. Coordinating conjunctions are used to join words, phrases, or independent clauses that are of a similar type in a sentence. Here, I have already told you about what is the definition of independent clause. A clause that gives you a meaning on its own, a sense on its own, without depending on any other clause, phrase, or any other sentence. So if you are connecting or joining two words, phrases, or independent clauses, you must need coordinating conjunctions. Next, please. For example, we have for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. If you remember, we have studied before in our school time and then in college and then in university, day after, or many times we have recalled these connectors or coordinating conjunctions as fanboys. These
Okay,
are called
okay,
fanboys.
okay. I'm
Yes, sir.
stopping here. So
Okay,
after 5 to 10 minutes, I will start. If you want to stay, you can stay, because after the presentation, you can leave the session, but I will have to continue. That's why I am taking a break of 10 minutes, namaz, and then inshallah, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't go away, stay. I'm just in 10 minutes. Or if you want to stay namaz, we can say namaz as well.